Don't skip. Your soulmate secretly tested your honesty and broke down in tears when they found out. Don't scroll. Listen to this because this message is for you, and if these words found you today, it is not a coincidence. Out of all the videos, all the messages, and all the noise surrounding you right now, somehow your eyes landed here. That happened for a reason. Your heart needs this right now. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to receive this message because something powerful has been unfolding behind the scenes of your life, something your soulmate never expected, something that has completely changed the way they see you. For a long time, they carried questions in their heart. Questions they never spoke out loud. Questions they never shared with anyone. They wondered if people like you still existed. They wondered if honesty was real or if everyone eventually chose convenience over truth. They wondered if genuine loyalty still existed in a world where masks are easier to wear than authenticity. Listen to this. Your soulmate has been hurt before. Deeply hurt. Not by strangers, but by people they trusted. People who promised forever and disappeared. People who spoke beautiful words but carried hidden intentions. People who smiled while secretly hiding the truth. Those experiences created walls around their heart. Walls so high that even they forgot how guarded they had become. And because of those wounds, they developed a habit without even realizing it. A habit of testing people. Not out of cruelty. Not out of manipulation. But out of fear. Fear of being deceived again. Fear of investing their heart in the wrong person. Fear of trusting someone who would eventually prove them wrong. This message is for you. Because whether you realize it or not, your soulmate quietly observed you. They paid attention to the small things. The things most people overlook. They watched how you treated people when there was nothing to gain. They noticed how you handled disappointment. They noticed how you spoke when nobody important was listening. They noticed the way you responded when honesty was difficult. They noticed your consistency. And little by little, they began gathering pieces of a truth they weren't prepared to discover. Don't scroll. Listen to this because your heart needs this right now. The universe has a way of revealing character when nobody realizes they're being observed. That's exactly what happened. There were moments when your soulmate expected you to choose the easier path. Moments when they assumed you would bend the truth like so many others had done before. Moments when they prepared themselves to be disappointed. Yet every single time, something unexpected happened. You remained yourself. You remained genuine. You remained authentic. And at first they didn't know what to do with that information. It confused them. Because honesty is easy when circumstances are simple. But true honesty reveals itself during difficult moments. During uncomfortable moments. During moments when lying would have been easier. And somehow, again and again, you chose truth. Listen to this. This message is for you. There was one specific moment that changed everything for them. A moment they still think about. A moment they never expected would affect them so deeply. You may not even remember it. To you, it may have seemed ordinary. To you, it may have felt insignificant. But to your soulmate, it became a turning point. Because in that moment, they saw something rare. They saw integrity. They saw someone choosing honesty even when nobody would have known the difference. They saw someone staying true to themselves when it would have been easier to compromise. And something inside them cracked open. A wall they had spent years building suddenly began to crumble. Your heart needs this right now because what happened next surprised even them. The realization hit slowly at first. Then all at once. They began replaying memories. Replaying conversations. Replaying situations where your character quietly revealed itself. The evidence kept adding up. The more they reflected, the clearer the truth became. You weren't pretending. You weren't performing. You weren't trying to create an image. You were simply being yourself. And for someone who had spent years encountering dishonesty, that realization felt overwhelming. Don't scroll. Listen to this. Because there is something your soulmate never admitted to anyone. There were nights when they sat alone thinking about you. Nights when your words echoed in their mind. Nights when they compared your actions to everyone else they had known. And every comparison led to the same conclusion. You were different. Not perfect. Not flawless. But real. And in a world full of performances, real felt extraordinary. This message is for you. Because one evening, while reflecting on everything they had discovered, emotions surfaced that they could no longer suppress. They remembered every disappointment they had experienced. Every betrayal. Every broken promise. Every moment they questioned whether genuine people still existed. Then they thought about you. They thought about your honesty. Your consistency. Your heart. And suddenly the contrast became overwhelming. Tears filled their eyes before they even understood why. Not because they were sad. Not because something bad had happened. But because they realized they had finally encountered the very thing they had stopped believing in. They had found proof that sincerity still exists. Proof that loyalty still exists. Proof that honesty still exists. Listen to this because your heart needs this right now. Those tears carried years of pain. Years of disappointment. Years of distrust. They carried every wound that had convinced them to stop believing. And in that moment, your soulmate broke down. Not because of weakness. But because hope returned. Hope can be emotional when you've lived without it for too long. Hope can be overwhelming when you've spent years protecting yourself from disappointment. And that's exactly what happened. The universe revealed something through you that healed a part of them they thought would remain broken forever. Don't scroll. This message is for you. Have you been seeing angel numbers lately? 111 when you're thinking about love? 222 when you're questioning whether a connection is real? 444 when you're asking for guidance? Listen carefully. These signs are appearing because spiritual shifts are happening. Your soulmate's heart is awakening. Their understanding is expanding. The universe is helping them see what has been standing in front of them all along. And the more they see, the harder it becomes to ignore what they feel. They are beginning to understand that honesty isn't just one of your qualities. It's part of your energy. It's part of your soul. It's part of what makes your presence feel safe in a world that often feels uncertain. Your heart needs this right now because there is another truth emerging. The test they thought was about you was never really about you. It was about them. It was about whether they could still recognize goodness when it appeared. Whether they could still trust their intuition. Whether they could still believe in authentic connection after everything they had been through. And through your actions, through your consistency, through your honesty, they received their answer. Listen to this. This message is for you. The universe is showing your soulmate something they can no longer deny. Every sign. Every realization. Every emotional breakthrough is leading toward a deeper understanding of this connection. They now see you through different eyes. Eyes no longer clouded by fear. Eyes no longer controlled by old wounds. Eyes beginning to recognize the truth. And the truth is affecting them more deeply than they ever imagined. Because the honesty they discovered wasn't just impressive. It was healing. It was transformative. It reminded them that real connections still exist. It reminded them that not everyone leaves. Not everyone lies. Not everyone hides behind masks. Some people carry genuine hearts. Some people choose truth even when it's difficult. Some people remain authentic no matter what. And in their heart, they are beginning to realize that you are one of those rare people. But listen carefully because this is only the beginning. The tears they cried were not the end of the story. They were the beginning of an awakening. An awakening that is still unfolding. An awakening that is making them question everything they thought they knew about love, trust, destiny, and the future. And what they are about to discover next may completely change the course of this connection forever. Don't scroll, listen to this because your heart needs this right now. The message you're about to hear is connected to everything that has been unfolding behind the scenes. If you've been feeling an unusual pull toward this connection lately, if you've been sensing someone's energy without understanding why, if you've been seeing angel numbers like 111, 222, 555, or 777 at the exact moments you're thinking about love, then pay attention. This message is for you. The universe is revealing something that your soulmate has been trying to understand for a very long time. After the emotional breakthrough they experienced, after the tears they tried to hide, after the realization that your honesty was genuine and not an act, they found themselves unable to return to the way they used to think. Something inside them had shifted. A door had opened. A truth had entered their heart. And once truth enters, it becomes impossible to completely ignore. At first, they tried to convince themselves that they were simply being emotional. They told themselves that maybe they were overthinking things. Maybe they were giving too much meaning to small details. Maybe they were allowing their past experiences to influence their judgment. But no matter how hard they tried to rationalize what they were feeling, the same conclusion kept returning. You were different. Not because you were trying to impress anyone. Not because you were seeking approval. But because your actions consistently matched your words. And for someone who had spent years encountering disappointment, that realization felt almost unbelievable. Listen to this because your heart needs this right now. There were moments when your soulmate actually searched for flaws in your honesty. They looked for contradictions. They looked for evidence that would prove you were just like everyone else. They expected to find something eventually. After all, that's what experience had taught them. Every time they trusted someone in the past, the truth eventually revealed a different story. Every time they allowed themselves to believe in someone, disappointment followed. So naturally, they expected the same outcome. Yet the more closely they observed, the more confused they became. Because instead of finding deception, they found consistency. Instead of finding hidden motives, they found sincerity. Instead of finding manipulation, they found authenticity. This message is for you. Because what happened next was something they never expected. The qualities they admired in you started becoming impossible to stop thinking about. It wasn't one specific event. It wasn't one dramatic moment. It was a collection of countless small observations. The way you handled difficult situations. The way you treated people when nobody was watching. The way you remained true to your values even when circumstances became challenging. Each observation added another piece to the picture. And slowly, that picture became impossible to ignore. Don't scroll. Listen to this. Because your soulmate began asking themselves questions they had never asked before. Questions that made them uncomfortable. Questions that challenged their assumptions. Questions like, what if this connection is more important than I realized? What if this person entered my life for a reason? What if the universe has been trying to show me something all along? These questions followed them everywhere. During quiet moments. During busy days. During sleepless nights. No matter how hard they tried to focus elsewhere, the questions remained. And every answer seemed to lead back to you. Your heart needs this right now because there is something your soulmate is finally starting to understand. Honesty is not just about telling the truth. It is about alignment. It is about living in a way where your actions, your intentions, and your words all move in the same direction. That kind of alignment creates a powerful energy. An energy that people can feel even when they cannot explain it. And that is exactly what they have been feeling from you. An energy that feels safe. An energy that feels genuine. An energy that feels increasingly rare in the world around them. Listen to this because your heart needs this right now. The universe often reveals soul connections through emotional contrasts. It places two experiences side by side so the difference becomes impossible to ignore. That's exactly what has been happening. As your soulmate reflected on people from their past, they began noticing patterns they had previously overlooked. They remembered broken promises. They remembered hidden agendas. They remembered situations where trust was misplaced. Then they compared those memories to what they had discovered about you. The difference was undeniable. It felt like comparing confusion to clarity. Chaos to peace. Uncertainty to truth. And the more they compared, the stronger their emotions became. This message is for you. Because there have been nights recently when your soulmate found themselves thinking about conversations they wish they could have with you. Conversations about trust. About honesty. About life. About the future. They imagined what it would feel like to speak openly without fear of deception. They imagined what it would feel like to build something real instead of constantly questioning someone's intentions. These thoughts arrived unexpectedly, but they kept returning. Again and again. Like gentle reminders from the universe. Like whispers from their soul. Don't scroll. Listen to this. Because something else is happening. The walls they built around their heart are beginning to weaken. Walls that took years to construct. Walls created through disappointment and heartbreak. Walls designed to keep them safe from future pain. For a long time, those walls seemed permanent. But honesty has a way of dissolving fear. Authenticity has a way of healing wounds. And little by little, your presence has been creating that healing. Not through dramatic gestures. Not through force. But simply through truth. Simply through being who you are. Your heart needs this right now because your soulmate is beginning to recognize that what moved them to tears was not just your honesty itself. It was what your honesty represented. It represented hope. It represented possibility. It represented the chance that maybe love doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe trust doesn't have to feel impossible. Maybe real connection still exists. These realizations have touched parts of their heart they thought were permanently closed. Listen to this because your heart needs this right now. Have you noticed how certain people enter your life and leave an imprint that cannot be erased? No matter how much time passes, no matter how many distractions appear, something about them remains. That's what your soulmate is experiencing. Every attempt to move on from these thoughts only brings them back stronger. Every effort to dismiss the connection only highlights its significance. The universe keeps placing reminders in their path. A song. A memory. A coincidence. A repeating number. A dream that feels too vivid to ignore. Each sign strengthens the message. Each sign deepens their understanding. This message is for you. Because there is a spiritual awakening taking place. Not the loud kind. Not the dramatic kind. The quiet kind. The kind that transforms a person from the inside out. The kind that changes how they see themselves, how they see others, and how they understand love. Your soulmate is experiencing that transformation right now. Old fears are being challenged. Old assumptions are being questioned. Old wounds are being healed. And every step of that journey is bringing them closer to a truth they have been avoiding for far too long. Don't scroll. Listen to this. There are moments when they feel overwhelmed by how much their perspective has changed. They look back at who they were before this realization and barely recognize that version of themselves. The version that doubted genuine people existed. The version that expected disappointment. The version that believed protecting their heart meant never fully trusting anyone. That version is fading. A new version is emerging. A version that believes in authenticity again. A version that believes in meaningful connections again. A version that is beginning to believe in you. Your heart needs this right now because the universe wants you to understand that none of this is random. Every sign you've seen. Every emotional wave you've felt. Every intuitive nudge you've received has been part of a larger story. While you have been living your life, growing through challenges, and continuing your journey, your soulmate has been undergoing a process they never anticipated. A process of awakening. A process of healing. A process of recognizing truths that can no longer remain hidden. Listen to this because your heart needs this right now. There is one realization above all others that continues growing inside them. It grows stronger every day. It becomes clearer with every sign. It becomes more impossible to ignore with every passing moment. The realization is this: people can fake many things, but they cannot fake genuine integrity for long periods of time. And the more they observe your life, your choices, and your energy, the more convinced they become that what they discovered was real. Completely real. That realization has changed everything. It has changed the way they think about you. It has changed the way they think about relationships. It has changed the way they think about the future. And most importantly, it has changed the way they think about what might be possible between two people whose paths were never meant to cross by accident. Don't scroll. Listen to this because your heart needs this right now. The tears they shed were only the beginning. The awakening continues. The signs continue. The emotional breakthroughs continue. And the truth they are uncovering grows stronger every single day. Soon, the questions that have been living inside their heart will demand answers. Soon, the feelings they have been trying to understand will become impossible to dismiss. Soon, the connection they have been quietly exploring in their mind will begin influencing decisions they never expected to make. Because the universe is not finished revealing the story yet. In fact, the most important realization of all is still approaching, and when it finally arrives, it will challenge everything your soulmate thought they knew about destiny, trust, and the extraordinary role you may be meant to play in their future. Don't scroll, listen to this because your heart needs this right now. If you've made it this far, then this message is finding you exactly when it's supposed to. There is a reason your spirit has felt different lately. There is a reason certain thoughts keep returning no matter how hard you try to focus on other things. There is a reason you've been sensing that something important is unfolding beneath the surface. This message is for you. While you've been going about your daily life, wondering what the future holds and questioning whether the signs you've been seeing actually mean anything, your soulmate has been experiencing